Welcome back, it's Aberdon Sentinel here, and welcome to my third and probably final video on the Chaos Knight previews. There's two articles I'm going to go through today, as I haven't uploaded since Tuesday. I'm not going to spend ages going into them, but just to give you a brief overview of what I've seen, what kind of things have got me excited for them. So first up, we've got the article previewing the Dreadblades. If we have a look at this, obviously the Dreadblades are the Chaos version of the Free Blades. So here we've got another lovely picture. As you can probably tell, the thing that I'm most excited about is, the arty possibilities with these for the paint jobs and the different themes you can come up with, things like that. So I might obsess a little bit about the pictures whenever they're coming up. But I'm loving this kind of color scheme, the black, and I'm assuming it's supposed to be like a faded brassiness. Could be brown. Not entirely sure. But quite enjoying this one as well. You get to have a nice look at some of the extra bits that you're going to be getting in this. The Chaos Thunderstrike Gauntlet is one of them. I'm loving the Reaper Chainsword as well. It's quite a nice little detailed picture. But anyway, let's move on. So another thing that's got me quite excited about the Dreadblades is the fact they've got a couple of little example stories of corruption, just adding more flavour to the Chaos Knights, and as you've seen in my previous videos, the flavour and things like that are one of the things that I get excited about the most. I'm not a competitive player. I quite like the narrative surrounding things, so seeing this is quite nice for me. So the Hatred of Crastalan, just to give it a brief overview, is basically about a knight who basically he had to hunt down heretics during the Horus Heresy. It was his job to kill any supposed allies that had become corrupted, and it drove him insane. Which is, fair enough if you're constantly being told to go after people that, as far as you're concerned, were allies. But some people have stronger wills than others. Many of the knights managed to resist things like that, but obviously this guy didn't. It's a nice little story. Sire of Doom is about another guy that was tortured and basically took on the torture of his companions as they slowly died. And now he's stuck in that particular state of being, and he's pretty much insane. Just kills anything in his path because of the amount of emotional and physical pain that he's constantly in. So I'm quite liking that. We get a little preview of an example color scheme here. Let's see, does it have a name? Can't see one. I just wondered if the image had a name down at the bottom there, but it doesn't look like it does, other than Dreadblade Decimator. But I think the Decimator is something else that they're going with from what I've read. Not sure yet. But again, we're getting examples here of, I'm assuming, what we're going to see in the Codex, the different colour schemes for, the example Infernal and Iconoclast households, obviously specific Dreadblade characters. It's all adding up for what looks to me like is going to be quite a nice release for Chaos players that want to field knights as well. Now, onto the rules. We do have a couple of little things here. So we've got Paths to Glory and what they call them again? Damnations. Not Paths to Glory, sorry. Pacts and Damnations. Paths to Glory is one of the pacts. Now, the pacts are basically benefits or bonuses for you. The damnations are drawbacks, so they're designed to balance each other out. And there is an element of randomization to them. You can, if I remember correctly, choose a pact. Yeah, you can roll to get two, or you can just pick one. The damnations, I believe you roll. Let's have a look. Yeah. it doesn't actually say how you generate which damnations they are, whether you choose them or whatever. Oh, it does. I'm an idiot. It's below. So yeah, you can roll for one damnation or pick two. It lets you choose which ones you're taking rather than it being randomly determined. So if there's two specific ones that aren't going to be that much of a detriment to what you're planning on doing with that night, you can just pick those two rather than accidentally generating one that is a detriment to what you're planning to do with them. As it says here, losing your ballistic skill and being incapable of falling back isn't much a problem when you are intending to rip your foe apart in close combat anyway, which is fair enough. At the bottom here, I'm going to comment something a little bit negative on this. So we've got obviously the picture of these two guys here. That top one, the one on the right is the one we saw at the top, I believe. The one on the left is the one that picture was based on that we looked at partway down. And the negative thing that I'm going to mention about this is the fact that the posing is just the same between the two of them for the legs. I was hoping we might be able to position the legs a little bit better if they had like properly articulated joints in the legs. Might have been able to put them in different stances, but it does look like they're a set stance for the kit, which is a little bit disappointing. But considering that that's what the Loyalist Knights get anyway, it's neither here nor there, to be honest. So yeah, that's all I wanted to comment about on that picture. Other than that, lovely paint jobs, love the models. Now, the second article, Chaos Knights 3 builds for your matched play army. Right, top of it, picture time again. We've got a picture of three Chaos Knights, three of the bigger Chaos Knights, and then obviously the two Armiger class ones. I think they're the War Dogs, if I remember correctly. And again, lovely yellow paint job on the right-hand side there. We've seen the other two in the previous article. Again, same leg position. So, yeah, it does look like that's a set thing. So, never mind. Maybe in the future. Now, with the Armiger class ones, the War Dogs, I notice obviously in this picture that these guys do have the spikes on them. They've got the spiked bits over the shoulder pads. I'm still not sure whether or not these are part of a new Chaos Armiger kit or whether they're just taken from other kits, because some of these spikes look very similar to like the extra chains and things that you get from like the Predator and Rhino kits when you buy the Chaos versions. So I think we're just stuck with the Loyalist kits that we're going to have to modify for now. Now, we've got a couple of pictures again with these. So the Night Rampager, use close combat specialist. It's just giving you some example loadouts here. So this guy is a 387 point close combat monster. It suggests that you use him with Thousand Suns or to back up your Havocs, because basically he's going to be a big threat and he's going to distract from your Havocs being shot at, some of your weak units being shot at, leave them to do whatever it is that they're trying to do, because your enemy's going to be probably fairly focused on stopping this guy getting into close combat. I know that I would probably try quite hard to stop him. Now, the relic that he's got on him, you have to pay command points using stratagems to give them relics. The relic he's got on him is quite a nice one, I think, the Cornate Target. So it's once per battle, at the start of a fight phase, a model with this relic can activate it. When it does, until the end of that phase, invulnerable saves cannot be made against attacks made with melee weapons by that model, and invulnerable saves cannot be made for that model. Basically, you don't get invulnerable saves, but they can't invulnerable save against your attacks in close combat. So I think that's quite a nice trade. Very cornet, very flavourful. Very much a fan of that. So that's looking quite nice. They've got the Tower of Terror. One thing I noticed from this picture, just make it a little bit bigger, is the fact that while obviously it's got the paint job of a new Chaos Knight, and it's the Knight Tyrant, there is nothing on there to suggest an actual, Chaos modified kit or anything like that. That looks very much, it's just the standard with a different paint job on, which again, a little bit disappointing, but kind of what I expected from looking at the armatures and things. It looks like it's just your core Knight chassis that are getting this Chaos kit, at least for now. We don't know about in the future. But he's got the same kind of things that you'd see on the Loyalists: siege breaker cannons, shield breaker missiles, twin melter guns, got a conflagration cannon, thundercoil harpoon. So it's just basically mirroring what the Loyalists get. There's no special things about this. At this point, it's just giving you examples of loadouts you can use. I mean, most Loyalist players playing the your Knights normally probably already know most of these loadouts. They'll know tactics for them anyway. You're going to be looking at very similar tactics. So this article is more for those people that haven't really thought about playing them, I think, because that, and then the Overlord is basically just describing having a knight plus 2 War Dog Knights underneath him. It's just explaining the detachments, to be honest. It's more just kind of trying to continue pushing the hype, I think, than giving any real information, any new things. I mean, we've got, like, obviously it explains this Chaos Knight stratagem as well for the Tyrant, which basically gives surrounding units an invulnerable save if they're within 6 inches, which again is quite nice. It's a 5-up invul. If you pack out cultists around this guy, that's your armies of cultists. You have 30 or 40 cultists or whatever packed in around him, all suddenly with a 5-up invulnerable save. It's you use it at the start of your opponent's movement phase. It says at the top there. And so it basically will only last for their turn, but it's quite a powerful thing when you're looking at how many units you might save off that. For the Overlord, it basically just gives you a couple more insights into their rules. So Taskmaster, reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by models in friendly Questo Traitoris War Dog units while they are within 6 inches of this model. So it's basically like a bit of a lord, just granting the re-rolls and things. We've got the Laser Destructor here as well. Just the profile for that: 60 inches, heavy D3, does mortal, D3 mortal wounds on a wound roll of 6+. So I think you can tell me in the comments, because I'm not entirely sure. Like I've said in my previous video, I'm not actually that well read on the Loyalist Knights. Is there a version of that in the Loyalist Codex? It'd be interesting to know. So let me know in the comments about that. But then we've got a couple more things down here. We've got another relic and a stratagem. So the Tyrant's Banner. Now this one is basically, it boosts leadership for nearby units, and it also allows you to generate extra command points at the beginning of your turn, which is quite nice. Extra command points, always good. This edition, command points are very, very useful. More so to some armies than others, just because of how many they can take advantage of. But even being able to gain a single command point a turn is quite powerful when you consider that can give you an extra reroll, or I don't know the stratagems of other armies, but in Chaos it could be the difference if you've only got a couple of command points left. being able to pick your Khorne Berserkers to fight for a third time in the fight phase with the stratagems. So you know it's useful, even though it's might seem like it's a slim chance because it's a 5-up. You only get 1 point, but that's before anything else. Like there's the Black Legion Warlord trait that allows you to roll to regain command points when you spend them, which is quite nice. So you know, it's giving a bit of extra command point farm to Chaos, which is always lovely. But yeah, last of all, we've got this Chaos Knight stratagem, the Trail of Destruction. Basically, you can re-roll hit rolls. That's all that one really does. Most armies, I think, have some kind of similar ability, so it just makes sense for these guys to get something like that. I would have been surprised if they didn't, to be honest. Just put it that way. But yeah, I mean, that's it for both of these 2 articles. We've got the pre-order available tomorrow, so I'd like to know what you guys think of the kits if you're getting hold of them. Unfortunately, again, due to money, I will not be able to get hold of a kit straight away. As soon as I do, I will be probably doing a bit of an unboxing for those of you who also can't afford to get one straight away, as well as, you know, doing a video of the build and probably painting of this. Oh yeah, which reminds me that the Abaddon video is still coming along. I'll probably be uploading the second part of that fairly soon, just because I've been, you know, in and out of projects, sorting stuff out. Been quite busy. It's getting there. It'll be soon. Sorry for the wait. But yeah, that's it for today. Well, thank you for watching that. I hope you're as excited for the Chaos Knights as I am. As soon as I manage to get hands on one of the kits, I'll be doing some videos on that. Hopefully show you how I decide to paint them in the end. Remember, if you liked this video, to hit that like button, comment down below with your thoughts, and hit subscribe if you want to see some more of my videos in the future. See you later.